Hey everyone, today we are in Genesis chapter 37, part 2. We're going to be picking up at verse 18 today. Now, what we see unfolding today is kind of a culmination of a lot of things that have already happened in Joseph's life. We have seen that Jacob, his father, favored Joseph over the rest of his brothers, and his brothers resented him for that. Now, there were some other things that happened between Joseph and his brothers that made the relationship even more rocky. And where we pick up today, Joseph's brothers are plotting to kill Joseph. Now, luckily, one of his brothers, Reuben, speaks up and convinces the other brothers to not kill him, but throw him into a cistern so that later Reuben could go and save Joseph. Now, in verse 23, we pick up the story, and it says, "So when Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off the beautiful robe he was wearing. Then they grabbed him and threw him into the cistern. Now the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. Then, just as they were sitting down to eat, they looked up and saw a caravan of camels in the distance coming toward them. It was a group of Ishmaelite traders taking a load of gum, balm, and aromatic resin from Gilead down to Egypt. So when the Ishmaelites, who were Midianite traders, came by, Joseph's brothers pulled him out of the cistern and sold him to them for 20 pieces of silver, and the traders took him to Egypt." Now, I've read this story and heard this story. You probably have too before. But something that struck me as I was reading through it today is that in the recounting of everything that happened, never is what Joseph said, did, or thought recorded in these words. And that really surprised me because I can only imagine what Joseph was saying, what he was doing, how he was pleading with his brothers not to go through with this plan of theirs. And then once he was sold to these traders, what he was thinking, where his thoughts were going as he thought about his future. And it got me thinking about how sometimes the unknowns of our life, the things that happen, leave us questioning, leave us doubting, leave us looking at the future, wondering, God, I have no idea how you're going to bring any good out of this. And it reminded me of the image of this plant, this particular plant came to mind. Now, a couple months ago, this palm did not look like this. In fact, it looked pretty ugly. It was just this brown stump, and all of the leaves, all of the green parts were not there. Now, Thomas and my dad, Pastor Paul, have been taking special care over the past couple of months to water it, to make sure that it gets the sunlight that it needs. And sure enough, little by little, these green leaves have been growing, have been sprouting, and we've seen something beautiful pop up from something that was pretty ugly. And that's the message that he was bringing to Joseph too, is that Joseph goes through ups and downs in his life. But we'll see as the story continues to unfold that God brings it all for good. So today, no matter what you're walking through, be reminded that God is going to work what you are walking through right now for good. Even though it may seem really difficult to think about that, He's working it for good. Grace and peace to you. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
If these devotional videos are helpful to you, subscribe to our channel and click the notification button so you know when we post a new video. And of course, please share them with others.